Alright folks, Kurt's Customz here again. I think from now on I'm going to start my video with with a shot of the most recent victim of my abuse. Just to answer a couple of questions that I've been fielding online, and it's totally cool. I'm not upset about it at all. People are going to ask things, and you know, they may not understand my methodology, but you know, I don't really have too many people around me that do what I do, building custom subs and stuff like that. So I can't really just look at everybody else's builds and say, oh, you do this, you do that. Oh, okay, cool. Well, shoot, you know, when nobody else is around, you gotta beat on them and figure out what's gonna fail, you know? This is my baby TypeR. I mean, I know I was absolutely stoked to finish it. I mean, it's it's an awesome sub. It's great. It's gonna get rebuilt really quick. But I did, you know, I beat the shit out of it, and I was using polycotton spiders. You know, I was going for a softer spider to keep the FS lower, and I think it was working quite well, because I mean the FS on that sub, I mean, I don't know, I don't have the software, I don't have the program to plug in and figure out exactly what my TS parameters are, but I tell you what, this little son of a biscuit was beaten low. I mean, when I talk about hitting lows, this was doing it. This really was getting it. I mean, I've seen 10s that don't really touch the lows very well, and this little 8 was just getting it. I put it in that tapped vent style enclosure that I built, and I mean all the way down to 24, 23. I mean, I was getting real good, solid rumble. You know, you could feel it in your ass, you could feel it in your gut. And, you know, running off of a DDM3. Now, keep in mind, folks, I mean, when I blow a sub, I'm blowing it with well over, you know, what you would rate the sub for. I mean, this is about the same size as an SA8. SA8 V1, you know? This isn't a V2, V3... X8, you know, Scar VVX. I mean, it's not as big as any of those. This is not a huge sub. I mean, it presents well, you know, it looks like it's huge, but it's really not. I mean, it's a good size sub, and it's a good size motor. But keep in mind that this motor on those old Silverback TypeRs was rated for, I believe, 750 watts. I mean, and that's on a 10 or a 12 with, you know, more suspension travel and more cone surface area. And I'm taking that same motor and that same coil, putting it in a smaller chassis with less suspension flex, since I've got, you know, smaller spiders, and, you know, God only knows what I was putting to this poor little guy when I stuck it out, because that's exactly what happened. I mean, I was bumping it so hard that it shot out, straight out, and it literally ripped itself away from the spiders. I didn't knock the voice coil over and get it stuck on the on the top of the pole. You know, I didn't do that. I didn't get coil rub and rub through. I mean, none of those things happened. I was literally pushing it as hard as I could push it, you know, without just absolutely, you know, just gains to the right and just clack, clack, clack. I mean, it was playing nice and clean. And it just was throwing so far back and forth that, yeah, the spiders were the failure. Not a big deal. I'm not upset. Got some spiders. Matter of fact, got plenty of 8-inch spiders on hand. Yeah. So y'all see, I'm not hurting for spiders. I mean, I can rebuild this guy fairly quickly. I just need a new coil. That's all. Just, you know, after it stuck out, I was trying to figure out what was going on, and you know, yeah, I did. I kept putting some power to it, trying to, okay, well, maybe, I don't know what's going on with it. So, it's, the coil's a little crispy now. It's not too bad. It bubbled the former on the inside a little bit. You can see some of those waves in there up towards the top of the, up towards the dust cap. Those waves in the former are where, the coil was accumulating some heat. Still not bad for as hard as I pushed this little thing, and it's only been in the car for like a week now. Not even a week, so beating the dog shit out of it, you know, gotta do it. Gotta do that to my speakers. That guy right there, that 8-inch, that's another one of the ones that I've just absolutely just abused the piss out of. That poor little thing, God only knows when it's gonna give. but it hasn't yet. I mean, it has taken everything that DDM3 has, that I've given it. Like I said, again, I have never gone, gains full right and balls out full tilt. But I've definitely put a lot more power to it than it should be able to handle. Same thing with the 10 there, my 10 for SPL. Every time I blow that thing, I'm not going to say it's intentional, but I'm intentionally pushing it as hard as I feel comfortable pushing it, and I'm rolling the dice when I do it, and I'm saying, you know what, maybe it's going to pop, maybe it's not. But we got spider failure here. We got coil we've never had coil failure on my SPL 10. It's always been softies, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with learning which softies work and which ones don't. I've learned which spiders with integrated tinsels are good and which ones suck ass. So, as a result, I think my sub builds are getting stronger every time I redo them, and that's what you guys want. You guys, if you're following me and if you see my videos and if you're watching my speaker builds and stuff, if you ever want a speaker built, you're going to be glad that I'm doing this as my own version of R&D. I don't have an engineering degree. I don't know how everything works perfectly well. I don't have a full comprehension of exactly what's going on in the spiders and the speakers and the coils and the motors, but I know how to put pieces and parts together and figure out what works and what doesn't. I understand how to make it play lower. I understand how to give it more excursion, stuff like that. So you're going to be glad that I'm doing it when you order a speaker from me or when you have me build you one. And as a lot of the local guys are finding out, I'm perfectly happy building something, and if you don't like it, I'll tear it apart, I'll fix it, I'll make it right. Just ask Tim Sharp. I built that TNT for him, and we started messing with it, and even though the coil popped on it, he took a look at it, and he wasn't absolutely thrilled with the cone and the surround we went with. And that's cool, it's not his fault. We went over some stuff and picked a few things out, but that's what happens on the internet. You see something, it looks like one thing, you get it, and it's not quite what you thought you were getting. No big deal. Hey, you know what? I've got extra cones on hand now, so I got the ones that he wanted. Let's see here. Where are they? There they are, right there. Those are the ones he wanted. Big old nasty fat rolls on those things. But initially we had gotten some... Where are they? Oh, they're on the other side here. Yeah, initially we had gotten those right there. Nice looking cone and everything, but they don't have much of a fat roll on them. And he kind of wanted that beefy look, so that's cool. I got extras now, no big deal. Those will go on some, some lower level speakers somebody doesn't want to pay so much money for, and I'll give them a little bit of a discount since I already got the parts on hand. So, no sweat, people, no worries. I love building stuff, I love projects. Give me something to do. I'd be more than happy to build some speakers. I love seeing people happy with what I build. Look at Brian Bollinger's pictures and page if you want to see the 15 that I built. That 15 was built with the motor off that Cadence S4 that orange basket came off of. And I mean, that thing is nasty. The box I put it in, I built that box to be tuned at 28. And I mean, he's running that single 15 in that box off of the Soundstream 3K that I used to run. And for the power that he has and the voltage that he has and everything else, that thing is surprising. So, there again is a result of my, of my beating on things. It's a result of my R&D, a result of my testing. So, I'm not sitting here trying to toot my horn and say that I know everything and that I build the best. But what I am saying is that if I build you something and you're not happy with it, I'll make it right. Same thing with boxes. Same thing with anything having to do with car audio. Folks, Kurt's Customz. I'm trying to get my name out there, but I want to do it the right way, and I want people to be happy with what I build them. So, give me a chance, take a gamble, roll the dice. That's cool, and I'll do the best I can to make sure that what I build for you, I would be proud to have in my own vehicle. So I'm going to sign off in here real quick. I'm going to run outside to the garage and show you a couple little things. All right, talk to you soon.